Hey everyone, Pam just texted me and she said that she is trying to log in, but the internet connection is really slow. So to just be patient.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Tricia.
Sure. I mean, I suppose I could tell you about the brown recluse spider I found in my classroom.
Go for it.
Yeah, found two spiders actually. I'm in a infant classroom. I work in a early childhood center and saw one crawling across the classroom and caught it and looked at it and realized that it was a brown recluse. So
Didn't you have one of those last year?
many. I think we had like 12 that we ended up catching last year.
Oh,
Gee, is that a Kansas thing?
Well, they are definitely more common here, but yeah, I don't know, but it's made it a little bit more interesting. So now anytime anybody has a spider, they call me and I go with my clear plastic cup and catch it and then investigate. They'll know not to squish them.
Yeah. What do you do with them after you catch them?
Oh, squish them.
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah, but they know not to squish them before they call me.
Yeah, right. Well, they can really hurt a person, can't they? I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And especially when I have the littles.
Oh yeah, oh my gosh, right.
And it's always during nap time that they come out because it's
Of
quiet
course.
and dark.
How
Yeah.
big are they, Tricia? I mean, what's the size?
I would say with their legs, maybe the size of a quarter.
Okay.
And I mean, just a normal size body.
And what's distinctive about them?
They, well, for one thing, the number of eyes, they have 6 eyes instead of 8. But then they also, they do have the violin on their back.
Okay.
But it's like up closer to their shoulders. And it is like an upside down violin,
Oh, okay.
but very distinctive.
And they are pretty brownish looking compared to other.
No, really more
No?
brown than other brown spiders.
Oh.
The violin is brown.
Okay.
So I think, the body is more of a taupe, a darker
Taupe. Okay.
taupe. Yeah. And then the violin is definitely brown.
So if they bite a person, it's been a while since I've looked it up, but what can they do to a person when they bite them?
I'm not sure really, but I know, their venom can be deadly, but I don't know if it's I guess it would just depend on your reaction to it.
Yeah, I suppose, like other things.
I
I thought they were usually in wood piles and stuff.
Well, wood or, Pam was helping me last year trying to figure this out, like cardboard. So we had one room because of COVID, we have a couple rooms that, were the Spanish room or the music room or whatever, and we haven't been having those. And there was stuff like stored under cabinets, and I did find some webs under there, or under bookshelves. So we're not really sure how they're getting in, but yeah, or
Is the building wood?
no, it's brick.
Oh my goodness.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah, just what someone said it does. They're reading on it, Wikipedia. they favor cardboard and because it mimics rotting tree bark.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But also found in boxes, clothing, shoes, tree bedding, furniture.
Yeah, and they like it dark and quiet. So anyhow, so that's been,
Ooh,
I was wondering when we were gonna see the first one, and that was last week.
yeah, it says they only rarely bite humans and only do it out of self-defense, but
Right,
you know, who knows?
right, yeah.
So, wow.
Um, Today we saw cedar waxwings on our
Oh,
service
yeah.
ferry.
Oh,
A
nice. They're so
huge
pretty.
flock. It was so beautiful.
Oh,
That's one of Pam's favorite birds.
yeah.
It's one of mine. It's worth to have a service ferry because
Oh, I'll have to look.
they just love them. And one of them was feeding the other. So I had a question for
Oh.
her if that was a mating ritual, or was that they were feeding their young? I didn't know
Oh, yeah.
that.
Could be. I know I saw a baby cardinal the other day, fledgling. So I don't know when waxwings have their kids, their babies. So my bird app picked up a waxwing, but I didn't see it. So that's exciting. So Tricia, is Pam at Pottawatomie? Is that where she is, or is she at home?
Well, my guess is she's outside. She didn't say, but my guess is she's outside at Pottawatomie because she had made the comment that she would show the skulls before it got dark.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, she didn't say. She just said, "Please tell everybody I'm trying to get connected."
Mhm.
And she hasn't commented since then. So.
So what's the weather like in Kansas, Tricia? I missed what the heck.
Well, we are, gosh, today was like 84, I think. We've had a couple pretty warm days. We're real similar to you guys there. Pam always gets a heads up on the storms and whatnot because we're like a day before you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so when we've got bad weather here, you guys are gonna get it there.
Yeah.
But it's pretty similar. Our colds are less cold, but our hots are more hot.
Yeah.
So, we're a little bit further south.
That's right.
Yeah.
I don't know if is that Pam trying to come in? I don't even know.
My little hummingbird is quite glad I just changed the water. Hungry little.
Yeah, I haven't, have you guys seen a lot of hummingbirds? I haven't seen all that many, actually. Even though my feeders are now out.
Yeah.
Okay, I see that Pam's microphone is on,
Right.
but I wonder if that's her trying. Pam, if that's you, we cannot understand anything.
Her name.
I don't know if it'd make any difference if we all turned our mics off. It shouldn't make any difference, but
I'll try.
but that's really annoying.
Now there's two of them at my feeder.
Nice.
A weird time of day for hummingbirds, isn't it? Last hurrah.
Okay, now what? Is that you?
Criminy Pete. Can you guys hear me now?
Yes, we can. Hi,
Oh,
Susan.
Yay!
Yay!
Whoopee.
Yay!
Uh-oh.
So sorry, I'm on my phone. I moved inside the lobby. I'm talking with Elisa, who's at the desk tonight, and the Wi-Fi just doesn't seem to be working in the building. So I'm going to do my best here from the phone, and if I can join another way too, I will. But this might be an abbreviated session tonight, and I'll just delay you know, the slideshow and everything to next week. It'll probably still be relevant. I'm looking at my laptop screen right now, and it's giving me that this page is unresponsive. Do you want to wait? And so I don't know. I guess we're having technical difficulties. One thing I can do tonight is show you the skulls that we were going to go over. I've got 3 of them here. And I'm going to hold these up as best I can. And we're going to talk about the raccoon, the opossum, and then I also brought a fox, which again, can you guys kind of see that?
Yeah.
You can see, all right. All right. So
Yep.
Raccoon. 40 teeth. Some references say 42. I think that's if the wisdom teeth in the back come in, but that's a combination of upper and lower teeth. And the thing that always strikes me about a raccoon skull is pretty large brain case and pretty smooth throughout. No ridge on the top. Now that's contrasted, and I have to say this is an opossum skull. It is, I think, the biggest opossum that ever walked the face of the earth. I've never found one this big in the wild myself. This was one that was donated to the Nature Center years ago. It has a tiny, I'll show you, I'll use my fingers as calipers here. So here's my, I can't work my camera. Okay, there's my fingers over the size of the brain case of the raccoon. Here's this enormous opossum skull, tiny, tiny little brain inside, but this huge ridge across the top. Let me see if I can hold this. There, you can see this huge ridge. Again, this is an enormous skull, and this ridge is very, very prominent. But that's the big difference between our opossum and our raccoon, that presence of that ridge on the top of the skull. Opossums, I always think this is kind of funny. So they're armed literally to the teeth. They have 50 teeth. That's more than any other land mammal, at least here in North America. This thing looks, really fierce. But again, opossums are, they're probably just as common numbers-wise, if not more, than our raccoons. We don't find opossum skulls nearly as often as we find raccoon skulls. I would say 9 out of 10 skulls that come to the Nature Center are raccoon. Every once in a while we get an opossum. The other thing that struck me about this skull when they brought it in is that it is solid. So often when I find opossum skulls in the wild, the sutures have started to split, and the skull, they're just very fragile. They don't hold up very well. So this one, again, it was atypical in that fashion as well. Now I'm gonna hold this up so you can see the teeth. The other thing that's always struck me about opossum skulls is the teeth are very, they have a lot of points to them. I'll hold it on this side, then I'm gonna hold it. This, you can see the top and the bottom better on this side. Lots and lots of points on those skulls. The raccoon skull teeth, again, there's fewer of them, but the points are less. So that's our opossum versus our raccoon. I did bring in a fox skull too, because a lot of times people will bring in a raccoon skull and they'll say, "Ooh, I found a fox." And they do have similar numbers of teeth. An adult fox has 42 teeth, which again, it's some references will say an adult raccoon that's gotten its wisdom teeth in will sometimes have 42. But look at the difference in the length of the snout. So here's the fox, long snout. This one still has a little bit of hair on it, and a much shorter, blunter snout on our raccoon. All right. I don't know if I can I do a screen share on my phone? This is really testing my technological capabilities here. I'm also going to see if we've loaded. So this is how long it took to load. You know what the laptop. I'm just getting the spinning circles and everything here. I don't know if it's going to let me join again or not. I did have these really cool. I've got so many updates I want to share with you. But I just don't know if the connection's going to allow me to do that tonight. Let's see. Here. Nope. Hope I'm not making you guys dizzy by moving my phone around like this. I'm trying to get back to, there I am. All right, so that's, no. Sure.
Pam, you can share from your phone, but the data has to be on your phone. Does that make sense?
Can you guys hear me okay now? This is, there must be some kind of sunspots or something over Pottawatomie.
Oh, Pam, Greg and Kelly, say turn the audio off on your what? On your, you should turn the audio off on one of them.
You talking to me?
Yeah, Pam, we're getting audio from your laptop also, and that's coming in
Oh,
garbled.
geez. I thought it had timed out. Wait, in the time it took to go in and have complete failure, all the birds have stopped singing. I thought maybe we could listen to the song sparrow or there. How's that?
Much better.
Much better.
So there's a little bit of river noise tonight, but it's not the good kind. There's some boats out there. No more song sparrow, no more robin. And not a whole lot blooming right now either. Go down here. We've got our prairie dock. That are just absolutely enormous already. This is one of 4 plants in the Silphium genus. Back when I'm just going to do a little pan here of the, I'm going to turn you guys sideways. The native plant garden has been here, gosh, I would say close to 20 years. And when they first put it in, there was a lot more sun here at the south end. So we've got some prairie dock, there's some the sun-loving plants, but they're getting more and more squished as the trees are getting bigger and bigger and providing more and more shade. So over here, do a little pan here. This is our Canada anemone. The pollinators really love these plants. And it's spread, let me show you, I'll do a little pan. They have spread greatly over the last several years out here in the garden. And those of you who aren't in the area, this is a wonderful resource behind the Pottawatomie Community Center called the Native Plant Garden. Oh, here's a good one. All right, I'm gonna hold this up here. This is wild indigo bush. Give you a longer, wider view of it. And let's go in again. Yeah, we're kind of losing our light, but this is like a royal purple blossom, and then it gets a orangish pollen on it. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous flower. Wild indigo bush likes to grow where it's kind of wet. And I tell you, the flowers are the giveaway at this time of the year. The foliage, though, looks very similar to that of the black locust, which is a tree we are not so fond of around here. Black locust was brought to this area because of the strength of the wood on the tree. But this foliage, now black locust does have spines, so that's a giveaway too. I'm able to touch this tree and not hurt myself. But it's it gets these, you know, slender woody stems. And then the purple flowers. We see it in several places along the Fox River. I was lucky enough a few years ago, a friend of mine gave me some wild indigo bush for my yard, and it's growing in a low-lying area that gets kind of damp. Very cool. And it'll probably be blooming for the next couple of weeks. We'll go, let me back up again so you can see the whole plant. It's a wild indigo bush. All right, well, maybe we'll, I was gonna say we could have a nice dramatic sunset finish, but the clouds are, boy, nothing's working well tonight. There's a lot of clouds coming in. Which is gonna make for some more rain tomorrow, which our plants are loving. Oh, I know. One more thing we can show before we lose our light. A lot of what grows here near the river in the plant garden are sedges. We've talked before how sedges have edges. The foliage looks fairly grass-like, but sedges get these really cool seed heads on them. Some are very cryptic. There's a lot of people that spend their entire lives interpreting and identifying sedges, but some of them are pretty distinctive. This one, about the only one I can identify without hurting my brain. It's called gray sedge, Carex grayi. It's got these seed heads that look like the old medieval mace that are used for, people, the knights used to swing them around and slug each other with them, but that's the Carex grayi, the seeds that have formed. This one does spread pretty readily. I have a feeling this one was not planted where it happens to be growing, which is in part of the drainage system for the native plant garden, but it spread over here. We've got a much larger stand as we head back towards the building. Here's another sedge. Not going to attempt to identify this one, but here, check this out. And they have this clumpy growth habit. But sedges are a great way to fill in areas of your garden that, well, there's woodland sedges and there's wetland sedges, but generally speaking, they do like to grow where there's a fair amount of moisture. The red buds have stopped blooming, but they haven't formed their pods yet. I thought maybe we could taste one of those, but the red bud pods are not, have not formed yet. Folks, I hate to take up your evening like this when this is a less than optimal experience. I hope you're not getting dizzy as I walk around here. We'll do one more and then we'll call it a night. How's that? So this is not a sedge. This is a grass. It's called bottle brush grass. Hold on. You can see how it gets its name. The seeds that form on this grass look like what you'd use to scrub out a bottle. These happen to be last year's seeds. I would say this year's bottle brush grass, it usually goes to seed in, maybe July. It's a grass we often see in our woodlands. We have a nice stand of it over on at Pottawatomie. I'm sorry, at Delnor Woods, just up the street from Pottawatomie. All right. We took tonight's lemons. We squeezed them. We didn't get a lot of lemonade, but hopefully we got a little bit of nature in this evening. I wouldn't necessarily call it good nature, but we tried. I will talk to our tech guy tomorrow and see if I can find out if this is something that we need to be aware of in the future, or if this was a fluke. But boy, it's a nice evening. So if you still have some time to get out and enjoy it, I highly encourage it. I think I'm going to go for a little walk now and decompress. Have a great rest of your week, everybody. And we'll try again next week. All right.
Night,
Take
Pam.
care.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Pam.